Untreated ADHD in adults, the wild side of focus, procrastination, and brilliance. Written, recorded and produced by ADHD Education. Introduction. Welcome to the jungle. Not just any jungle, but one where the trees have a peculiar habit of changing places when you're not looking, where the rivers flow uphill, and the wildlife seems to operate on random bursts of hyperactivity. This isn't your standard tropical paradise. This is the uncharted wilderness of living with untreated ADHD as an adult. Living with untreated ADHD is akin to navigating this fantastical jungle without a map, compass, or even a reliable pair of shoes. You're full of energy and ready to explore, but you might find yourself running in circles, chasing after butterflies of fleeting interest or getting stuck in quicksand pits of procrastination. ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, is often painted in broad strokes of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. But that's just scratching the surface. Beneath the challenges lie layers of creativity, spontaneity, and a unique perspective on life that can turn everyday tasks into adventures, sometimes more adventurous than you might have intended. In this guide, we'll take a humorous and insightful trek through the jungle of untreated ADHD in adults. From the rapid rivers of distraction to the emotional tsunamis and the creative storms, we'll explore the wild, untamed landscape of the mind. And while we may not find all the answers hidden beneath the foliage, we'll uncover strategies to harness the chaos, celebrate the creativity, and perhaps even map out a path or two. So lace up your metaphorical boots, grab your sense of humor, and let's embark on this journey together. Who knows? You might just discover that being lost in the jungle isn't such a bad thing after all. Section 1. Navigating the Rapids, Focus, Procrastination, and the Squirrel Syndrome. Imagine your brain as a captain trying to navigate a river that flows in every direction at once. This is the daily reality for those venturing through life with untreated ADHD. The waters are choppy, the current is unpredictable, and oh, look, a squirrel is water skiing alongside your boat. Welcome to the first leg of our journey, understanding the whirlpool of focus, the quicksand of procrastination, and the phenomenon affectionately known as the Squirrel Syndrome. In the wilderness of untreated ADHD, focus is not just a challenge, it's an elusive beast that seems to flit from tree to tree, never staying in one place long enough to be captured. Your mind is a vibrant ecosystem of ideas, tasks, and distractions, constantly competing for attention. It's like hosting a TV show where you're the presenter, the cameraman, and the entire audience, all at once. You're deeply engrossed in a task one moment, and in the blink of an eye, you're wondering whether penguins have knees. Enter the Squirrel Syndrome, the ADHD mind's fascination with whatever scurries by, capturing its attention with the promise of something new and exciting. It's not that you're uninterested in the task at hand, it's just that the world is full of fascinating detours. Why focus on filing taxes when you can deep dive into the history of the Mongol Empire or rearrange your sock drawer by color and season? Procrastination, on the other hand, is the quicksand lurking beneath the underbrush. It's not a simple reluctance to start tasks but a complex ballet of avoidance, anxiety, and the eternal belief that in the future you will somehow possess superhero levels of efficiency. This often leads to the adrenaline-fueled marathons of activity right before a deadline, a time when the ADHD brain suddenly finds the focus it's been lacking, powered by the panic of impending doom. Yet, within this chaos, there's a method to the madness. The ADHD brain is wired for high-stakes problem-solving, thriving under pressure with creativity and ingenuity that can seem almost superhuman. The trick lies in channeling this energy, in learning to ride the rapids without getting swept away by every passing current. In this section, we've begun to chart the contours of the ADHD jungle, where focus is fluid, procrastination is plentiful, and squirrels are surprisingly significant. As we continue our journey, remember that navigating this landscape requires patience, humor, and a willingness to embrace the chaos. After all, it's not just about reaching the destination, it's about enjoying the wild ride. Section 2. Riding the Emotional Tsunami, the Highs, the Lows, and the Whys. If you thought navigating the rapids was an adventure, brace yourself for the emotional roller coaster that is the hallmark of the untreated ADHD jungle. Here, emotions don't just ebb and flow, they crash over you like tsunamis, often without warning. The highs are euphoric, the lows are abyssal, and the whys, well, they're as mysterious as the lost city of Atlantis. Untreated ADHD in adults isn't just about the external symptoms we navigate, it's also about the internal emotional whirlwinds that can be as unpredictable as weather in the jungle. One minute you're basking in the sunlight of a job well done, and the next, you're being drenched by a downpour of doubt over a minor mistake. This isn't just moodiness, it's like living in a climate where sunny days can suddenly turn into thunderstorms. Impulsivity, one of ADHD's calling cards, doesn't stop at actions. It extends to emotions too. Ever found yourself laughing uproariously at a joke only to be inexplicably irritated seconds later by something trivial, like a misaligned picture frame? That's the ADHD emotional roller coaster taking you for a loop-the-loop. It's as if your emotional reactions are dialed up to 11, and the volume knob is broken. This heightened emotional landscape can lead to some humorous misunderstandings. Picture explaining to a bewildered friend that, yes, you did indeed embark on a midnight baking spree because you felt an overwhelming need to create the perfect banana bread, or that you're on the verge of tears because you can't find your favorite pen. It's these moments that could easily be scripted into a sitcom about life with ADHD. But amidst the comedy, there's a deeper challenge. The intensity of emotions can strain relationships, with loved ones often baffled by the sudden shifts in mood. It's like inviting someone to dance, only to change the music every few seconds. You're doing the tango, and suddenly it's a mosh pit, and then it's a waltz. It requires patience and understanding from both sides to navigate these shifting emotional landscapes. So, how does one ride this emotional tsunami? The first step is acknowledgement, followed closely by a generous dose of humor. Learning to laugh at the absurdity of crying over spilt milk, literally, can be incredibly freeing. It's also about building a toolkit of strategies, like mindfulness and emotional regulation techniques, that can help you surf the waves instead of being swept away by them. In this section of our journey, we've explored the tumultuous emotional terrain of the ADHD jungle. While the emotional tsunamis can be daunting, they're also a testament to the depth and intensity of the ADHD experience. And remember, every great explorer knows that navigating through storms is part of the adventure. With a map of understanding and a compass of strategies, even the wildest emotional landscapes can be traversed. Section 3: Harnessing the Storm, Unleashing Creativity and Innovation. Welcome to the most electrifying territory in the ADHD jungle, the domain of creativity and innovation, where the storms of the mind brew ideas that can change the world. Here, the chaos isn't just a challenge to be navigated, it's the very fuel that powers the engine of invention. Untreated ADHD in adults isn't merely a tale of distraction and emotional whirlwinds, it's also a saga of extraordinary creativity and unparalleled innovation. Imagine your ADHD brain as a workshop where ideas are the tools, creativity is the workbench, and innovation is the product. In this workshop, the conveyor belt never stops. It's a place where you're painting a masterpiece, composing a symphony, and inventing a new gadget, all before breakfast. The catch? The workshop is hit by a storm every other minute, scattering your tools and blowing open the doors to even more ideas. It's chaotic, yes, but it's also where magic happens. This relentless storm of creativity often means that individuals with ADHD are the pioneers at the forefront of innovation. They're the ones drawing outside the lines, thinking outside the box, and then questioning why the box was even there in the first place. It's not that they're trying to be different, it's that they see the world through a kaleidoscope of possibilities that others might miss. However, harnessing this storm is akin to trying to bottle lightning. It's powerful, it's unpredictable, and it's incredibly bright. The key lies in understanding that the ADHD mind doesn't follow the straight paths, it leaps from peak to peak, making connections that are as unique as they are brilliant. It's about creating a space where these leaps are not just possible but celebrated. But let's add a spoonful of humor to the mix. Imagine trying to explain to someone why you've suddenly decided to learn archery at 3 a.m. or why your notebook is filled with sketches of a machine that makes breakfast while you sleep. To the outside world, it might seem like the plot of a quirky comedy show, but in the ADHD workshop, it's just another day of groundbreaking innovation. The trick to thriving in this whirlwind of creativity is not to tame the storm but to sail with it. It's about setting up systems that capture your ideas before they flutter away, like nets for butterflies. It's about finding the right collaborators who can help you build the blueprint for your vision, even if it seems outlandish. And most importantly, it's about embracing the chaotic process of creation, knowing that the path from idea to invention is rarely a straight line. As we wrap up our exploration of the ADHD jungle, we stand at the edge of a clearing, where the storms of creativity have the space to unfold in all their majestic chaos. Here, in the workshop of the mind, every lightning strike illuminates a path to innovation, every gust of wind carries the seeds of new ideas, and every downpour nurtures the ground for growth. Harnessing the storm of ADHD creativity is not about seeking shelter but about learning to dance in the rain. It's a reminder that within the heart of chaos lies the potential for creation that knows no bounds. So, let the winds howl, let the lightning strike, and let the ideas flow. After all, who knows what wonders will emerge from the storm? Conclusion: embracing the adventure. As we emerge from the dense foliage of the ADHD jungle, we carry with us a map not just of challenges navigated but of treasures discovered. This journey through the untamed wilderness of untreated ADHD in adults has revealed a landscape rich with complexity, vibrancy, and the kind of adventure that can't be found on any ordinary path. It's a world where focus dances with distraction, emotions surge with the power of tsunamis, and creativity crackles with the electricity of a storm. Our expedition has shown us that living with untreated ADHD is akin to being an explorer in an ever-changing world, where the unexpected lies around every corner. We've seen how the rapids of focus and procrastination can sweep us off our feet, how the emotional tsunamis can both challenge and deepen our connections with others, and how the storm of creativity and innovation is both a formidable force and an invaluable ally. But if there's one treasure we've unearthed on this journey, it's the realization that embracing the ADHD adventure is about more than just surviving, it's about thriving. It's about seeing the humor in the chaos, the learning in the challenges, and the potential in every whirlwind of creativity. It's about understanding that the ADHD jungle, with all its unpredictability, is also a place of incredible beauty and strength. So, to those intrepid souls navigating the wilds of untreated ADHD, remember, you are not alone in this jungle. Your journey is unique, but it's also part of a larger expedition shared by many. The path may be untamed, and the rivers may change course, but each step is an opportunity to discover more about yourself and the world around you. Embrace your ADHD adventure with a spirit of curiosity and resilience. Equip yourself with the tools of knowledge, understanding, and humor. Forge alliances with fellow travelers who can share in your challenges and celebrate your victories. And above all, remember that in the heart of the jungle lies not just the promise of discovery but the joy of the journey itself. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of untreated ADHD in adults. May your path be filled with laughter, learning, and the kind of adventures that make life truly extraordinary. Here's to embracing the chaos, charting your course, and reveling in the adventure that is living with ADHD. The jungle awaits, and its secrets are yours to uncover.